best prices with hot zones throughout the store. We're hoping to make it easier to get everything on your list while staying on budget. Thank you for shopping with us.
Gary, that's a lot of money. What'd you do, rob a bank?
No, Mike, that's all the money I'm saving by
$139,000 settlement and got them approved for Social Security, Disability, and Medicare. If you're injured on the job, we're in it with you.
New Toyotas, certified Toyotas, hundreds of pre-owns with lifetime oil changes. Find it all at Fred Anderson Toyota.
Make no payments for 6 months or get 0 APR on.
We are done with the snowfall, but the travel issues are just beginning.
Some roads are definitely better than others.
The forecast worked out the way we expected it to.
The roads here are not completely clear.
Stay home if you don't have.
Whenever there's measurable snow in the Triangle, the young and the young at heart head to Dix Park in Raleigh.
It is a hot spot, and that is right where Kelsey Coffey decided to, well, give her sledding skills another go this morning.
Hooray for a snow day in Raleigh. A time of joy for the young and the young at heart. A familiar experience for Mary Jackson and her dog Yanni, who used to live in Utah.
Where it snows all the time, people get bored of it, they get frustrated by it, but here I love that everyone gets so excited, and that makes it so fun.
Dix Park was a playground for all ages today to enjoy sledding, including those who are a little inexperienced and may need a push. It was 5-year-old Noah Rosenthal's first time.
How much fun are we having, Noah?
100!
Yeah, 100%.
Noah's dad, Jake, says they had to navigate icy roads heading into the park.
Our neighborhood was a little icy and a little bit of snow on the ground.
Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell says safety was the city's #1 priority ahead of the snow.
A huge efforts on broadening the streets, so I think that a lot of the main streets seem to be pretty good, but of course stay home if you don't have to get out.
Jackson only traveled a few blocks to sled at Dix Park, giving herself a moment to embrace the wonder of winter snow.
It's really serene to me, but has this energy at the same time.
An energy, a feeling that doesn't happen often in Raleigh, but when it does, it brings magic. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News.
And Kelsey redeemed herself wonderfully from that epic fail the last time she went sledding. This was good, though. Hey, the snow created a picturesque scene near one university near the coast. A few students at ECU up before dawn testing out their snowboarding skills there. One student says he was up all night waiting for his moment. His friend said it was his first time seeing snow in Greenville.
And Jeff, you're a snowboarder, and Elizabeth, and I know you guys could give him a few pointers
we
there.
Could
yeah.
Maybe give him a tip or two. I'd like to take a run or two down that, give it a go. But we head to the mountains. I mean, our mountains have great snow right now, Elizabeth.
Man, it has been an incredible start to the ski season for them. A lot of times it's kind of start and stop as it gets a little warmer, here and there, even in January. And that has not been the case this year. They have gotten so much snow. They've been making snow. So hopefully the rest of the season will be good, even though it does look like we start to warm up this weekend. And looking ahead into February for you not snow lovers, it looks like temperatures could average above normal. So we'll see how that plays out. Fayetteville starting to see some of the snow on the roads melting. Apex, same story, looking good down Salem Street. Wilson, watching those whirligigs spinning. Our temperatures are still cold, even with all the sunshine. It looks really pretty, but it's cold out there. A good bit of wind chill. But you can see the wind there in Wilson, and a look at North Hills. Everything looks good. Officially in Raleigh, we ended up with 1.5 inches. It ended up right there in the middle. We were looking at 1 to 2 inches of snow, and for the most part, our snowfall totals ended up about where we thought they might be. And we're seeing, a good bit of melting out there on the roads. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is in the storm tracker, and right there at Chapel Hill, let's take a look at what the storm tracker is seeing right now. Right through downtown Chapel Hill, the roads have really started to see some melting. The amount of snow we saw in Chapel Hill was a little bit under 1 inch, and so things are looking good there in Chapel Hill as they're sitting there at the stoplight. But you can see see the students there and people in Chapel Hill out and about, just enjoying some beautiful sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, we'll take a look here in downtown Raleigh, looking at sunny skies. Early this morning when we first came in, there was a lot of snow here on Fayetteville Street, but this view from the Jimmy V camera with all that sunshine, it is melting, melting, melting. 26 is our current temperature. It's dry with a dew point of 11, and we'll see a high this afternoon right around freezing. Our wind speeds, though, still pretty gusty. Some gusts up to 15 to 20 miles per hour, 21 in Rocky Mount, 17 in Goldsboro, 19 in Fayetteville and Clinton. And our winds, especially in our southeastern counties, are a little bit stronger. Our current temperature, 25 in Roxboro and Rocky Mount, 27 Southern Pines, and in Clinton. That is really cold for a noon hour temperature. But of course, when we have snow on the ground, it of course keeps our temperatures colder as well. Wind chill, not as bad as it was, but still a lot of teens. It feels like 13 in Rocky Mount, 19 in Southern Pines, 16 in Goldsboro. So sledding this afternoon, still on the chilly side. It'll feel like upper 20s with that wind chill later on. I love this photo here from Jermaine Sundin from Raleigh. Lots of kids, maybe their first, especially the little ones, their first snow, because this is the first real snow, at least this month. We've seen 2 of them, but this is our first really nice snow that we've seen in 3 years. And so there she is in that big giant coat. Looks like she borrowed it to be outside in that snow last night. Go to WRAL.com/reported. Y'all have done a great job of sending us photos. Keep them coming. Our highs this afternoon, 33 in Raleigh, 31 in Durham, and 32 in Fayetteville. But with the sunshine, it tends to feel a little bit better. Now, we are looking at another cold night tonight, especially with snow-covered ground. We cool off fast. We'll see overnight lows in the mid-teens. And with a wind chill, we may go under another cold weather advisory. We'll let you know if the Weather Service issues that. We are looking at warmer temperatures gradually, but I want to show you our temperatures again overnight tonight, 15, and then tomorrow morning, 23. And that may play into school systems' decisions about the next couple of days, whether it's going to be delays or more cancellations. We will certainly let you know as soon as they announce. Once we get to the weekend and beyond, our temperatures climb back to and a little above normal.
Elizabeth, thanks. January 6th pardons coming up at 4. We are hearing about the North Carolinians charged and convicted for the Capitol riots, now pardoned by President Donald Trump.
And staying warm when it is so cold. 5 on your side's Keely Arthur talked with Duke Energy and explains the ways you can help the power grid. That's at 5 o'clock. Thousands of space heaters sold on Amazon are being recalled over fire hazard concerns. The recall affects nearly 8,000 of the Vornado VH2 whole room heaters. Space heaters were sold from August 2024 through October 2024. The power cord can partially detach from the heater, leading to the cord damage and the potential for a fire. Only units that have the date codes JUL24 or AUG24, so July or August of 24, are part of this recall. Netflix is raising subscription prices again. The announcement comes as the company added a total of 19 million new subscribers, bringing the global total now to 300 million. Users on the cheapest tier, which features ads, will see a $1 increase to their bill, bringing it to $7.99 per month, while the standard subscription without ads will go up more than $2 to now $17.99. The highest tier, featuring 4K video, will jump to $24.99 a month.
YouTube and TikTok star Mr. Beast is looking to buy TikTok as part of a group of investors. Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, appeared to make a joke about buying the social media platform earlier this month. But his lawyer says he was serious. Donaldson's investment group has not disclosed the amount of the bid. Meanwhile, President Trump says he would be open to Elon Musk buying TikTok. U.S. customers flying JetBlue now have another payment option. Passengers will soon be able to use Venmo to pay travel costs. This payment option is a first for airlines. PayPal, which owns Venmo, said the option will help groups manage shared travel costs.
The South is covered in a blanket of snow, including parts of our viewing area. Our live team coverage of the second blast of winter weather continues right after this break.
Our other big story this afternoon, a Raleigh police officer is in the hospital and 2 men are dead after gunfire erupted inside a home. What we've learned about the officer's condition.
And due to adverse winter weather conditions, the NC Education Lottery headquarters in Raleigh, as well as the claim centers in Raleigh, Greenville, and Wilmington, will all be closed. So here now are your winning lottery numbers. It is WRAL Weather Alert Day, and we hope you have made your way inside after playing in the snow, get some soup for lunch, and now you have our permission. After this newscast, you can go back outside and play.
Yeah, the bitter cold remains, and that's why it's still a WRAL Weather Alert Day. Students have the day off, and hopefully parents are able to take the day off as well or work from home. The point is just try to stay off the road so DOT crews can clear away the remaining snow and ice. We have the largest team of reporters and meteorologists keeping you safe.
And we do want to begin with Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now as we look ahead. Those blue skies doing their job. They're right there in Fayetteville.
Oh, they really are. Take a look here. Early this morning, it didn't look like there'd been a lot of plows. I'm still not sure that there have been, because you can still see a lot of slush here as we take a look down Hay Street. But where the sun is shining on the road, boy, it makes a huge difference. A little bit farther up the street, there's a good bit more ice on it. And so we'll continue to see this on and off. Depending on where you are, the conditions may be much different. And it won't be the traditional way where, you know, the northern and western counties are worse and the southeastern counties are better. It'll be just the opposite. Garland, one of our most southernmost towns, had 5 inches of snow, of course, because this was a coastal system that moved up the coast, bringing in the heaviest snow there. Fayetteville at 3.5, Wilson at 3, Rocky Mount 2.5, Durham at 1 inch, and Pittsboro at about 1.5 inches. We take a look at Storm Tracker, and meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is down here in Chapel Hill, where we saw at least 1 inch of snow. And Amy, I know you've been seeing a lot of varying conditions depending on where the sun has been and where it has not been.
That's right, and the sun's shining on this location and really helping to improve the roads. We're on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Chapel Hill, and you can see that it's really almost dry. Not completely dry, but getting close. The sun's really doing its job. Earlier this morning, it was so cold, our windshield wiper fluid was frozen, and so Jamie, the photographer behind the wheel, was pulling over and he was throwing water on the windshield and we'd fix it. But check this out. Let's do it. All right, it's warmed up, so we've got our windshield fluid, wiper fluid back, which is definitely something you need with roads like this, with the snow and with the salt. It's just kind of really making your windshield and all your windows really nasty. Storm Tracker is going to need a good wash after this. But Elizabeth, we're going to turn here onto one of the side roads. This is Barclay Road. I want to just check out one of the side roads to see how it looks. It's actually looking pretty good. It's looking pretty. We're going to hang on just a second. Yeah, looking pretty good. This is a hill. We're going up on a hill, and this road is cleared. I imagine the crews probably cleared this because it's such a steep hill. They wanted to make sure that people wouldn't slide into that road. But here's some of this neighborhood streets in and around Chapel Hill. Still a little bit of snow. I'm sure there's some more spots, but really, all in all, really starting to see some improvements. And Elizabeth, our team of meteorologists did a great job forecasting. It's a hard thing, forecasting snow amounts, and we were pretty much right on. We'll send it back to you.
You remember yesterday we were all pulling out our hair about how it may go. So, yeah, we're all breathing a sigh of relief that it ended up the way that it looked like it would. And yes, definitely some impacts out there. This is a look at Sanford, and you can see the building here and the shade, and look at all the snow that's still on the road. But the road just past the shade is completely dry. So this is the way things are going to be as you're traveling around today, tomorrow, the next day. Just widely ranging conditions, but the conditions certainly will improve each day. 26 is our temperature, and our wind is northwest at 10. That's one of the reasons that our roads are drying out so fast. Wind is an excellent drying agent, but it also kicks up the wind chill. So it feels like 16 in Durham, 13 in Rocky Mount, and 19 in Southern Pines. Real cold out there. Hour by hour wind chill is in the upper 20s for this afternoon, and our high temperature only around freezing. Ken, coming up, I'm going to talk about just how much colder it's going to be tonight and whether or not we will have another advisory. What are you seeing on the roads?
Well, what we're seeing is something that has played played out a few times here this morning with drivers spinning out on snowy exit ramps, and it's happened again. This is a ramp off of I-440 eastbound onto Ridge Road this morning. You can see a couple of cars involved. One is over behind the guardrail, and this car is facing west in the eastbound exit ramp there off of 440 and Ridge Road. It doesn't appear that the ramp is closed, but you can see Raleigh police working that scene. In the last 10 minutes or so, I've seen at least 1 or 2 cars make that exit off there. But just be careful if you happen to be on I-440 eastbound and exiting on Ridge Road this noon hour. This is what you're going to find. That's the driver there on the right side, working with the Raleigh police to figure out exactly what's going on. There was a crash on Globe Road near Aviation Parkway that cleared in the last few minutes that we've been standing here, which is good news. But for the most part, we've seen very limited traffic out on the roadways this morning as we take a look at all the major routes coming into the capital city. Very little to no delays, just about a 4-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest. But in Durham, all the major routes are delay-free this noon hour.
And remember, just stay with our winter weather coverage by downloading the WRAL News app and stay up to date on any weather alerts.
And here in the WRAL Live Center, we just saw meteorologist Amy Wilmoth driving around Chapel Hill, and the roads are looking a lot better. But the Durham Police Department, they have this warning for you this afternoon. While the sun may be out and some of the snow is melting, the temperature is still below freezing. Any snow that has melted will quickly refreeze when the sun sets this evening. If you have to go out, just make sure to take it slow, leave plenty of space between you and the vehicle in front of you, look for any wet spots on the roadway, and accelerate and brake gradually for better control. Very important if you have to go out later today.
This morning, Raleigh police returned to the scene of a shooting to remove the SWAT vehicles there. One officer is in critical condition after surgery. 2 people are dead after a shooting on Democracy Street. WRAL's Heidi Kirk has been following this story since last night and joins us live right now. Heidi's still trying to put the pieces together about what led up to this shooting.
Good morning, Jeff. That's right. And we're actually trying to put those pieces together as we stand here right now. But the scene on Democracy Street behind me is vastly different from what we saw last night. You're going to see it's pretty quiet back there. We're still trying to work to learn everything that we can about what happened at that home behind me. Now, we've learned from Broadcastify radio traffic that officers were dispatched to a home on Democracy Street, the one that you're seeing, for a burglary in progress. Now, the woman from inside the home who called 911 told dispatchers she knew the suspect from a previous relationship. And radio traffic also tells us that after officers arrived here, the suspect barricaded himself into the garage while firing shots. Now take a listen to some of what played out here.
All South units, burglary at 633 Democracy Street, 633 Democracy Street. And it's headed at 35 of Democracy Street. Apparently the subject has a shotgun.
Top floor, top floor! I got one victim with a gunshot wound in the hall. We're still clearing the first floor. Contact the garage!
Shots fired in garage, suspect in garage.
Now, at a late night press conference, the Raleigh police chief did tell us that that officer is out of surgery and in critical condition. We do not know that person's identity or the identity of the other person shot or the suspect. Those are all details that we're trying to learn for you today. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
It is a WRAL Weather Alert Day, and we're keeping an eye on conditions here. Take a look at this cool drone video out of Myrtle Beach. That's an area certainly not used to this much snow. Our coverage of this round of winter weather continues in 10 minutes. There are no more federal DEI jobs. President Donald Trump signed an executive order banning diversity, equity, and inclusion programs within the federal government. All existing federal DEI workers are on paid administrative leave. All federal agencies have been ordered to remove DEI websites and cancel all training related to the initiative. Critics say DEI programs are unfair because they attempt to solve discrimination by disadvantaging white Americans. The Trump administration has also told federal health agencies to pause external communications. That includes regular scientific reports, updates to websites, and health advisories. The order came without warning and with little guidance as to what exactly it covered or how long the pause would last.
President Trump is demanding an apology from the bishop of the Episcopal Diocese of Washington following an interfaith national prayer service to honor the inauguration.
And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
During her sermon, the bishop directly referenced immigrants facing deportation and LGBTQ members who fear for their lives. After the sermon, Trump posted a message on Truth Social calling the bishop a hardline Trump hater and going on to say she was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart.
Today marks 52 years since the historic Roe v. Wade decision. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution protected the right to have an abortion. In June of 2022, the High Court declared that right no longer exists. More than half of all states have banned or restricted access, and there are currently no abortion clinics in 14 states.
An early morning fire at an abandoned building in Gastonia near Charlotte may be the work of an arsonist. Firefighting efforts were impacted by frozen hydrants in that area. The fire destroyed the three-story structure. Officials are looking into the possibility a man with a propane tank may have started that fire. A police officer reportedly saw a person carrying a propane tank into the building, heard an explosion, and then saw the man run away from the scene. We'll give you this live look right now from the WRAL storm tracker here. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is on board with photojournalist Jamie Munden. They are headed back. They're on I-40 east from Chapel Hill on their way towards Raleigh. As you can see, the roads are clearing with the help of that sunshine. Still take your time, give some space out there. And our winter weather coverage continues after this. 12:46 right now. We have all the drying agents in effect right now. The whirligigs there, so you got a little wind, you got some sunshine drying stuff out.
You might say we have some competing forces out there, too, because we also have the bitter cold in the temperatures. We won't even get above freezing, possibly. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Yes, the snow's melting, but it's also clinging.
It is, definitely. But, boy, a testament to the power of the sunshine out there. As Renee said, yeah, our temperatures are in the mid-20s right now. But look at all the melting that's going on. Chapel Hill, not just melting there there in the middle of Chapel Hill, but we're also looking at drying. The wind is really drying things out rapidly. We're looking at melting and drying there in Fayetteville as well as Apex. So conditions are improving rapidly right now and will continue to improve, all the way until we get to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That sun gets a little bit lower and we'll stop all of those processes. Let's take a look at where the storm tracker is east of Chapel Hill, south of Durham, and headed back toward Raleigh at this point. Let's take a look at what the storm tracker is seeing right now. And you can see the roads there looking good. Honestly, even early this morning when we went on at 4 a.m., the major roads, the interstates were already looking good. This may be one of the trickiest times of the day. We just saw a slide off there on the ramp from 440 over towards Ridge Road. Everybody is feeling like, oh, the roads are fine, and then all of a sudden you come across that patch and it's not fine. So just be careful out there. Thanks to Amy and Jamie for bringing us all that information today. Let's jump on out and take a look at what's happening at Carolina Beach. Wow, the surf is a little bit on the rough side. There's snow on the sand. Not a lot of people out. It's really cold at Carolina Beach right now, too. Finally, the snow is pulling offshore. Just that last bit over around Cape Hatteras, still seeing just a little bit of light snowfall. The amount of snow that we saw along the coast was really incredible, not unexpected. The models yesterday started printing out, up to, 7 to 8, 9 inches of snow. And we saw some radar estimates of up to 6 inches in Wilmington, and then along the coast between there and Morehead City up to 8 to 9 inches, about 5 inches there in New Bern. Kitty Hawk at 9, Kill Devil Hills at 8, Whiteville at 6. I mean, really a historic storm for the coast that hadn't really seen a storm like this in, probably, a decade. Mary Beth Harvey at Sunset Beach sent us this. This is actually the road over the Intercoastal Waterway toward the beach, completely covered with snow. Pretty deep snow, as a matter of fact. And records set in Florida, the old state record. I mean, the heaviest snowfall that had ever accumulated in the state of Florida in the last 70 years was 4 inches at Milton. Blew that out of the water. Pensacola at almost 8 inches, Panama City at 7, and just inland at Crestview up to 9 inches of snow. So what they saw on the Gulf Coast was really just incredible. Our wind chill right now is still in the teens. It is cold out there. Feels like 16 in Durham and Raleigh, 13 in Rocky Mount. So it looks really nice outside, but that wind chill is still kicking. If you're gonna be out playing in the snow this afternoon, as it melts, it's still gonna be really cold wind chill in the mid to upper 20s. So today's still a WRAL weather alert day. It is possible. Keep checking back with us during our evening newscast. As our temperatures fall down to 15 tonight, the Weather Service might issue another cold weather advisory for us tomorrow morning. It's still likely to be pretty breezy. Wind chills may still be in the low teens tomorrow morning. Very gradually, we will continue to see temperatures warming up, but Friday morning will be well below freezing again. So both mornings, tomorrow morning and Friday morning, there still could be some slick spots out there.
Certainly. Elizabeth, thank you. Skating on thin ice. Forget throwing beads on the French Quarter. Let's drop a puck. How a rare storm is giving people a chance to play.
That's incredible. And a look at last night's winning Mega Millions numbers on your screen.
You're looking live at the WRAL Azalea Gardens. Earlier this morning, there was a thicker blanket of snow, and now it's getting the full sun treatment here in this noon hour, and that snow is melting. You're watching WRAL News, available on Spectrum and the WRAL app on your TV or streaming device.
We wrap things up with a look at a few of the headlines we're following for you today. This morning, Raleigh police returned to the scene of a deadly shooting to remove SWAT vehicles. One officer is in critical condition. 2 men are dead after that shooting on Democracy Street. No update yet on the officer's condition besides in critical after surgery. Police are still investigating what caused the shooting.
DOT road crews are working around the clock to clear major highways first, followed by secondary roads. Take your time on the roads if you do have to get out. The sun is out and melting some of that snow and ice, but slush left over will turn to ice overnight. Temperatures will dip down into the low to mid-teens.
Right, the rare sight in North Carolina on the coast today, Body Island Lighthouse, a busy spot this morning with visitors stopping by to capture some photos. A rare moment. Picture of Body Island Lighthouse with snow. The highest snow totals in our state were at the coast. 9 inches at Wright Brothers National Monument. Pretty much everything in that area is shut down, and officials are asking people to stay off the roads.
The blast of winter weather is creating some beautiful sights in the Midwest. The Pierhead Lighthouse in Michigan City, Indiana, is encased in ice. Video shows the icy buildup on structures as well as snow and ice on portions of Lake Michigan. Michigan City received a whopping 35 inches of snow over the weekend. Lake Michigan is so large that it can generate its own weather patterns, which prevents the entire body of water from freezing.
A historic storm in New Orleans turned streets into hockey rinks. Look at this. A retired professional hockey player was spotted on the icy streets with his skates, a stick, and a puck. The rare blizzard in New Orleans broke the one-day snow total record of 2.7 inches that was set back in 1963. Parts of the city recorded 9.5 inches of snow by last night.
Our pet of the day comes to us from Cat Angels NC. Beethoven is one of the all-time great sweethearts ever. He loves to give hugs and cuddle with his people. Beethoven is very loyal and affectionate and bonds quickly. So if you're looking for a very sweet best friend, just fill out an application on the Cat Angels website. That's catangelsnc.org to get started.
Data breach. WRAL is pressing for answers about a data breach that compromised Social Security numbers of students and teachers. Coming up at 4, 5 on your sides, Keely Arthur breaks down the new information shared with school leaders.
We so appreciate you spending some time with us on this snow day. Now go out and enjoy it. We're looking forward to enjoying it too. NBC News Daily is next on WRAL, your next local news update in 30 minutes.
You get breaking news updates anytime with our WRAL News app. Have a great day. Enjoy that snow. Get out there.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5.